Hello everybody, this is Gareth Goon Speaks back here with another video. I'd like you to hit the subscribe bar, give me a thumbs up if you like the video, or hit the notification bell to be notified when I post my next post. Or otherwise you can donate to my ministry and the charities that I support at garethcahoon3@gmail.com on PayPal. The IDF celebrates 1,000 days of war, or should I say commemorates 1,000 days of war. After October 7th, as Trump insists that the US is winning militarily against the Iranian regime. Jerusalem, Israel, after days of attacks, US envoy Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner are in Qatar, where President Trump said they would meet with Iranian officials. At the last minute, however, Qatari officials said they would not meet with Iranians. Meanwhile, the Israeli military marked 1,000 days since the October 7, 2023 war with Hamas, which Hamas began. President Trump announced that Iran requested a meeting to be held in Doha following several days of fighting sparked by Tehran attacking a vessel in the Strait of Hormuz. The president noted, oil prices are way down. We had $69 today. It was higher than that prior to the denuclearization of the Iranian fight that we have, which we're doing very well. Before the announcement that Witkoff and Kushner would not meet with Iranians, the president had questioned the meeting's importance. But we're winning militarily, he insisted. It's almost won militarily, I would say, and it's very, very simple. It's a denuclearization of Iran. We don't want them to have a nuclear weapon, and they're not going to have a nuclear weapon, and they've agreed to that in all fairness. At the same time, Israeli Defense Minister Israeli Katz predicted that if Iran attacks Israel, it will spark the third Iran war. He stated, "It could happen within 2 days. My directive to the IDF is to prepare for a blue and white operation in Iran." Speaking to the Romanian parliament, Israeli President Isaac Herzog said Israel dreams of peace. Yet he is cautioned, but Iran's desire to become a nuclear threshold state is a tangible threat to Israel, and Iran's audacity to dictate the future of Lebanon undermines the possibility of moving towards peace and security. The Israeli Defense Forces held a multi-arena operational and intelligence assessment on Monday, marking 1,000 days of combat. The series of wars began after the October 7th massacre in 2023 and the kidnappings that included the IDF's fight with Hamas in Gaza, Hezbollah in Lebanon, and the conflict with Iran after it launched thousands of ballistic missiles at Israeli citizens. The IDF Chief of Staff Lieutenant General Ayel Zamir remarked, 1,000 days and 1,000 nights that we have been fighting in one of the longest, most complex and demanding wars we have ever known. And the fighting continues in response to Hezbollah's ceasefire violations, attacks on 3 Israeli soldiers in the southern Lebanon security zone. Israel struck 3 Hezbollah command centers. Also, according to the Israeli intelligence, Hamas in Gaza is exploiting the October 2025 ceasefire agreement to construct new rocket positions. It is consolidating its control over the humanitarian goods entering the Gaza Strip. Israel is fighting back, carrying out daily strikes to eliminate Hamas leaders who were involved in the October 7th massacre and others who are trying to rebuild the terrorist regime. Over the weekend, the IDF hit a mass underground terror infrastructure site. Over the past 3 months, Israel Engineering Special Forces operated to seal a 10-mile underground tunnel in which the body of Israeli soldier Lieutenant Hadar Golden's body was held for more than a decade. The tunnel contained about 80 living spaces and served as Hamas's command and control centre. It was located under a residential neighbourhood, and Hamas used more than 300,000 cubic metres of concrete to complete it, rather than building hospitals and schools like every other normal country does. The centre was located under mosques, kindergartens, clinics, schools, and even a United Nations Relief and Works Agency clinic. For the first time, and the fighting continues in response to Hezbollah's ceasefire violations. Attacks on 3 Israeli soldiers in the southern Lebanon security zone. Israel struck 3 Hezbollah command centres. Also, according to Israeli intelligence, for the first time in a year, hundreds of Gazans took to the streets last Friday, demanding an end to Hamas's rule, better living conditions, and a dignified future. Hamas deployed armed operatives and threatened the opposition, just like they did every time that the Gazans rose up against them. So, 1,000 days of war, and Israel has been victorious. Yes, she's lost many soldiers, up nearly, I think the number's near 1,000 now. And the women and girls that were not only raped, but gang raped. Babies placed in ovens and then cooked while the Hamas soldiers raided the fridge to see what nice food they could get, because unfortunately Gaza is run by Hamas and they get the worst of the food while Hamas lives it up in luxuries. This has been the Gazan war. And yes, Israel has lost. But just as every other time in history when the odds were stacked against her, she rose like a lion and defeated her foe. Shalom, Maranatha, and Hallelujah.